Hey everyone, it's Scott again with newportraitbiz.com, and what I want to do today is actually go over a lesson I recently did, but just show you another example of how this can be applied. If you're looking at this image right now, it looks good. It's got a nice warm tone to it. This is one of our digital creations called Circus in Town with our digital creations club that we created for that club. But anyway, here's what I want to go over. This particular example, that is the image before I used that blending technique that I showed you before, how we kind of take the overall image, we use the blur and then the average and create a new layer. Now, if you didn't watch that video, I'm going to go through it again real quickly, but I will leave a link below here that you can go watch that video as well with a different picture so you can see, you know, it applied to different images. So in this case, this looks good, right? It doesn't look bad, but I wanted it to have more of an overall warm tone, and I also wanted the skin tone here to pick up some warm tones. And also, when you do this right here, and I've also got it set to overlay, is it actually blends the background, even this prop, this tickets booth prop, and then the subject, it takes everything and kind of ties it all together. So that's what I wanted to show you how I did it. So let me just delete this layer, and I'm going to go to the background. Now, if you had this all flattened down, you can still apply that. If you're doing it, let's just say you had all of this as one, you could still do that and then use the same effect. But I've got it on separate layers. Like this is my ticket booth on my cover layer. And then from here, you'll see that the subject is here. All right, so I can turn those individually on and off. Now, in the actual digital creation that I did create, I label all this stuff and make it look neat and tidy. But in this example, I just wanted to show you the raw file. But anyway, so let's just do that. So let's just take the background that we're going to do this with. Again, let me just go back. If this was all flattened down except for the subject, you can still apply this to that as your background layer. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, just go here, and then we're going to create a duplicate layer. So layer, duplicate layer. And then from there, on that layer, I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, and then I'm going to go to Average. All right? And then what it does is it takes all of those colors within that background, and it makes it kind of like neutral, okay? Or it takes all of the average colors, as it says, and it blurs them, but it makes it so it's its own color. So now I'm going to bring this to the top because I want it to be applied to the entire image, and then I want to go to the Layers mode and go to Overlay. And then there you go. Okay, now that's a little bit too much for me, but you know, it does give it a vintage look in a sense. So I'm just going to take the opacity and bring that down to like 70. I think that's what I had it at. And then I can turn it on and off. So I just wanted to show you another quick example of how you can use this blending technique on any image. Let's just try something though. Let me delete that. Let me turn that off, the subject, and let me blend these two together. Okay, I'm just going to show you that other example. Okay, so the subject now is, you're not going to see it because it's not on top. Let's put the subject on top, and we'll have it be out in front of the ticket booth in this example. But let's just go ahead now and take this as the average. So now let's go Layer, Duplicate Layer, and then let's create that blur and then Average. And now you see it's a little bit of a different shade, which is fine. So let's just bring this to the top, turn that layer back on, and then go from here on the drop down and create the overlay blending mode. And now you'll see it still gives it a nice overall tone. And let me just turn this down to 70 like I had it, and voila, we've got a nice overall same color tone, even applied to the shirt, possibly the tie, the clothing, the hat, the face, all of that. All right, and that's pretty much how you do it. Now, if you wanted to erase or bring some of him back, you could always use a layer mask, which I've showed in previous videos, or you can just go in and erase it. But I'm not going to do that in this video because I just wanted to show you a quick example again on how I use this blending technique. So that's it. Once again, I'm Scott with newportraitbiz.com. If you want to check out more of our digital backgrounds and props like this one, you can head over to newportraitbiz.com/club, and I'll leave a link to that, and you can click that in the description below, or if you're watching this on the blog, you can click it on the link below this video. All right, so that's it. Once again, I'm Scott with newportraitbiz.com. Talk to you later.